Hey guys, what's up? It's Christine Seal, the high level queen, and today I am going to show you how to turn your Hot Mess Express in high level into the brand new workflows. And I can't wait to show this to you because I think it's going to help you clean it up and just get a lot more clarity on how your automations work. So let's get started. So for those of you guys who don't know, we actually have a free Facebook group called Marketing Agency Automation Secrets, where we give away hundreds of dollars in free trainings every single week to our members. So click the link below to go check that out. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but my high level, even though I use folders, is still a mess to me, okay? It seems like my sock drawer that has a bunch of unmatched socks. And it's because back before workflows, we had to have a different campaign for each trigger, especially when it came to appointment reminders. So I'm going to show you how to consolidate your appointment reminders and finally get that cleaned up and get some more consistency in your setup, okay? So what we're going to do, you can see here that I had 19 different appointment reminders, and I've actually cleaned it up a little bit before this video. I had like 22. And we are going to take these and put them into one workflow. It's going to be incredible. Now, if you haven't seen workflows yet, workflows are basically HighLevel's answer and response to the features in ActiveCampaign that it was missing before, okay? You can do pretty much anything you want to do in GoHighLevel Workflows. And you even have folders here. So I'm going to create a new folder called Appointment Reminders. And then here I'm going to create a new workflow. Now, the cool thing about the workflow is that you can actually choose a campaign to copy. So, see, this is why I need to do this right now. All right, so I'm just going to choose the ones from my calendar, but you can also choose from recipes here. I'm not really going to get into that right now. Okay, so don't worry about this little disclaimer. It might be kind of scary, but it's basically just telling you that lead value is not going to populate into here, so that you need to add an add to opportunity step. It's also telling you that if you used if or exact, it's also not going to be translated, so you have to use a wait step. And if you had a next campaign set up in your campaigns, then it's not going to be part of the workflow, and you have to add to workflow. No worries. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so go ahead and close out of that, and you can see that it's brought in my appointment reminder campaigns for me. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have to add a trigger. So workflows fire on triggers. And basically what that means is that instead of having to have a campaign and a trigger, you're going to set up your trigger in here, which is really cool. So, and it says up here, adds a workflow trigger, and on execution, the contact gets added to the workflow. So this is what's going to add everyone to your workflow. So I'm going to click on appointment. And then here is where I add my filters. Okay, so I can add the calendar I want. And then I can say, just make sure I name the trigger. Okay, so then here, actually the other cool thing is I can have multiple triggers. So instead of having to have a campaign, a different campaign, a different trigger, a different campaign, a different trigger, I have one workflow. So here I can say that I want to choose this one. And then this is the paid. Okay. So you see where I'm going with this. You can add as many as you want right here. rather than having to have a trigger for this one, another one, another one, another one. It's really cool. All right. Okay, so now this is actually, I'm not sure why it pulled this interesting email 3. Okay, so you can see that it kind of, you'll have to check your from name and your from email, and you can use custom values in here. They may not pull through, but make sure that you are populating these. And if you're starting from scratch, you can just follow along with me. But you can also use custom values for the Zoom link. But this is just an email that they get as soon as they schedule an appointment. I'm using a little bit of custom values, but I'm not really, because I use a static Zoom link. And then here, this is the text that they get immediately. So you can see there's no wait step here. There's no wait step. Okay, so cool. I'll send another text. Awesome. So this is the text that they get. It looks like everything came through okay. And then here you can actually see how many people clicked, delivered, failed. So that looks good. And now we're going to wait for 1 day. And this is how you say after or before. So you're going to wait before 1 day before the appointment. And then we're going to move to the next step. Then a day before, they're going to get this text. Then a day before, they're going to get this email. And it says tomorrow. And if you want to rename these so that you know what they are, you can. Like that. And then we want to move to the next step if they're already past it. Then an hour before, they're getting another email. And then 30 minutes before, they are getting a text. Okay, so you just kind of have to do a little housekeeping when you do that. Now, you might say, well, high level queen, what about all the other stuff I was doing in my trigger before? What if I told you can do that in your workflow as well? So let's go over to my trigger, and you can see here that I'm adding them to the campaign, which I just did in the workflow. So whenever someone books an appointment, I'm adding them to that campaign, which I just transferred over here. But now I'm doing tag stuff, I'm sending a text, and then actually, I don't even have it on here anymore, but I was like adding opportunities for, you know, like a booked appointment in here. So why don't we go ahead and show you guys how to do that. So what you're going to do is when they book an appointment, you can actually add actions up here. And again, the possibilities are completely endless, basically. But what we're going to do is we're going to remove the contact tag, and then I highlight no show. Maybe it was one word, like that. But then we also have opportunity. So you can just type it and then click it. Create opportunity in pipeline, right? Okay, qualifying call. And then this, you can just click the X, full name, opportunity source. You can map all this. You can do project, you can do custom values, you can do custom fields, you can do source, okay, stuff like that. And then lead value, this is what it was saying at the beginning. You have to put it in here now. So put your lead value in, and then you can, if you want to change the status, you can. But this is the replacement for the trigger as well. And here, let's say we're happy with this and it's good to go. Make sure you hit save. But let's say that you want to add them to your soap opera sequence or your nurturing email sequence or campaigns. What you can actually do, instead of next campaign, which I mentioned earlier, you can actually go in here at the bottom and you can say add to workflow. And if you want them to get this after the appointment, okay, you'll put it in here, right? But if you want them to get it as soon as they book an appointment with you, you can do it up here. So you can add them to a workflow, and then you can pick the workflow that you want. And that way, you don't have to build your soap opera sequence in here as well. You can just link to it and add to another workflow at the same time, okay? So it's really, really cool. Now, if I'm happy with this and I'm ready to make it live, you can publish it. Make sure you click save so you don't lose your work. And I'm gonna go through the settings really quick. So let's say that I don't care, you know, if they book an appointment with me at 2 a.m., I want to text them. But if I don't, I can send it out during specific times like this. Okay, so I don't text them when they're asleep. Allow multiple. You want your appointment reminders to allow multiple, because if someone schedules multiple appointment with you, then you want them to get the reminders every time. Stop on response. You want this to be off for appointment reminders, but this just means that if they respond to the appointment reminder, then they'll keep getting appointment reminders. Auto mark is red. This is kind of a new thing. So it's going to mark outbound conversation is red. So if that's important to you, make sure that you turn it on. And then event start date. So this is if you're like running in-person event or webinar or something like that, you're going to put the start date here. So I'm not worried about that because this is for appointments, right? And then here you can see how many times it ran, who it ran for. You can even choose the contacts up here. You can choose your filters, and you can look at the failed ones if you want, which is really cool. And then here on status, this is just workflow status. I'll show you on another one that I'm running right now. All right, so I'm gonna save it. And then when you're ready to turn it on, I will tell you a disclaimer. Make sure that you turn your triggers off, because this is going to duplicate your triggers. So if I turn it on, then I have to go over here quickly and I'm going to delete that and then draft mode, right? All right, so draft mode, and then let's make sure I caught them all. And you're definitely going to want to make sure that you test this. I always say test. So I have the paid consult and the collab calendar. And this was the collab calendar, so we're good there. And then this is the paid one. These are just a mess. Just a crazy, crazy mess. All right, cool. So those are both off. Now the ultimate test is if I schedule an appointment, what happens? So go into settings, go to your calendars, and then you can actually click on one of your calendars, go in here, and book an appointment. So I'm just going to choose something random. All right, so appears normal. Let's go into my conversations and cool. So you can see this, that it sent me, that's so funny. So it sent me an email. And I used my support email, so it actually put in a ticket and emailed back that it got the thing. But here's the appointment reminder right here. And then the text, it didn't go through because I used my same Twilio number, but you can use your phone number and it should go through. I know my text worked because I've been doing texting from here for a long time. So you can see that there. Then it looks like I scheduled it for September 17th. So let's go ahead and go into the calendar and head over to September 17. Oh, hey, it's me and me. Cool. And I only got one email and one text, which is important. You want to make sure that you're not getting, like, you're not spamming the people that are setting up calls with you because they're going to get annoyed pretty quickly. So it looks like everything's good to go. If you want, you can actually go in and ultimately clean this up and delete these triggers. So if you want to go ahead and delete the triggers, bye. You can. And then we're gonna get them all cleaned up. So boom. Cool. They're gone now. So that's 2 less triggers. And if you want to get rid of your campaigns, you can do that too. So if I go find, and to be double sure, you can also put that campaign in draft because that doesn't matter. So I just took this and all those messy triggers for 2 different calendars that I had, like basically duplicated everything and put it in one workflow. So we're good to go there and we're published. Now I'm going to show you really quickly what a bigger one looks like. So let's check when they join when someone joins my Facebook group, they get put into this campaign. And I'm sorry, workflow, habit campaign, workflow. But here you can see how many people are in each wait step. So they're getting put into my soap opera sequence here. And I want to see like how many people are in each one, right? And then, oh, I added 52 people to another workflow. So that was what I was showing you in the other workflow. You can do all kinds of like condition checking, which I'll do in another video, but this is to promote my mastermind. So if they already bought the mastermind, then I don't want to send this to them. So I'm using tags. And then you can go into history and you can see everything. You can click more details. And then you can go into status, right? So here I have this one starting at 9 a.m. And then every day I'm sending another email. It's super simple, but very intimidating at the same time. So I hope that helps you guys to set up workflows in HighLevel. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos from me. And let me know in the comments below what you want me to see, what you want me to do a workflow on next, because I'm really excited to play around with this more. And I would love some more examples from you guys as to what you're wanting to convert. I'll see you soon.